Alright, so it's a beautiful day. Sun's a-shining. Figured it'd be a great time to reintroduce everybody to my 1976 Dodge B200 Mo. I don't know. I don't feel. The idea today is that I want to try starting to fix her up, but I don't know anything about vehicles really at all. She's got a lot of problems that need to get fixed, and yeah, no, we're just gonna jump right in, see how it goes. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to pull out all this old carpet to see what's down there. I already know there's a couple of old, partially started floors and a lot of rust. So, yeah, let's just go ahead and do that and see where we go from there. So I've gone ahead and I pulled everything out of here that I think is going to get in the way. So nice and empty in here. It's start tearing up this carpet, I guess. So something that I'm realizing now is that this cabinet here, it's totally in there, and if I really wanted to take it out of there, I'd have to pull it all apart and tear everything up and rebuild the whole bed, and I really don't want to have to do that. So are need gloves. Well, I'm not quite sure what I expected, but there's a lot of fiberglass insulation in here and some old newspaper. I'm gonna need some gloves, that means. Let's do it. I wonder how long these newspapers have been here for. There's some fiberglass insulation in here. Yummy. So yeah.
And then are you gonna insulate it with something when you do the countertop?
Yeah, that's the plan. Seal this up more properly. Yeah. So more and more it's starting to look like a pretty difficult job. We're still gonna go ahead and do what I'm planning on doing, but it might be a little bit tougher down the line than I was expecting at first. Let's keep getting this carpet out. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh. It's actually not looking as bad as I thought it would in some parts here. Alright, back again. I needed some screwdrivers because apparently the carpet is screwed down in some spots. What a pain in the butt. Let's get them out of there. These screws have been a big pain in the butt. Almost got them out though. They're a little bit rusted, so getting a good grip on them has been a pain. There we go. Get out of there, you. Yeah. Alright, now hopefully pull the rest of this carpet out of here without too many extra snags. If not, at least I have the screwdrivers already. Already noticing another snag. Alright, so for now, my temporary solution, seeing that the carpet is stuck on the driver's side, there's probably another screw somewhere. So for now, I'm just gonna cut around it, and when I come back to do more repairs, I will take out that spot and actually properly fix it. Alright. About time too. Alright, so check out my new floor. Oh, I like the carpet, right? You know, it would have been nice if got more of that stuff, but we don't. We just have a little bit of it. We have a little bit of disgusting rust piles all around here. Yeah, I left the stuff in the front for now. I don't actually think that it's screwed in like it was on the steps, but I'm gonna leave it for right now. Not quite ready to tackle up there yet, but soon. Oh, it's really on there. Ooh, yummy. So the next step is to take out all the rest of that remaining floor, and then I'm gonna take a wire brush and some sandpaper, and I'm going to sand down all the rusted spots. And then I'm going to go over it with some rust converter so that I don't waste too much of the metal on the floor that's already dwindling away. See you guys in a bit. So yeah, at first I was getting really optimistic. I was thinking, oh yeah, it's not so bad. Like, look at all this. This is like just about what I wanted. Little tiny holes, a little bit of rust. But then when you look over here at the front side of it, yeah, that's I'm gonna need to get a piece of metal for that. You know, I've heard people say ignorance is bliss before, and I'm really feeling that right now, because before I knew about how bad it was down there, I was feeling real confident. Now it's just becoming quite the piece of work. Wish me luck. So now that I got everything out of here, including the side panel here, there's a whole bunch of insulation in there too. And found out about my new rust hole. I'm just gonna give everything a quick sweep after I remove these crappy little LEDs that one of the previous owners put in. Give her all a sweep, and then it's time to start wire brushing. So, well, wish me luck. Alright, well, after viciously ripping one of these things out of the top of the cabin, I realized that it's actually screwed in. Which is going to be a pain in the butt for me to deal with now. Hopefully I have one of those tiny little screwdrivers laying around. Alright. So I tried to sweep it all up, but the more that I swept the solid parts here, the more rust kept on kicking up, and the harder it was to sweep. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start wire brushing it down, and get on with the rest of it. So I'm gonna wire brush, sandpaper, and then I'm gonna go in probably with the broom again, maybe with a cloth, and get all the shit out of here. And well, see you then. Christopher from the future here. As much fun as it was using a hand wire brush, I decided to invest in one of these. That should help. You know, I've been at this for a while now, and I just want to make sure that everyone knows that Mr. Safety says make sure to always wear proper safety gear. And I tell you, it's been a lot of work. I got that angle grinder now. It's been really helping out a lot, but man, it's a lot of work. It's a lot more than I thought it would be. Yeah. Still hoping to get most of this done tonight. Well, I'm getting pretty close to finishing this up, so I'm gonna head on to sanding pretty soon. This stuff isn't too terribly expensive. I just got it at Canadian Tire. It was about $5 for 6 of these little squares. And yeah, I'm just gonna go over all the rusted spots, make it just a little bit smoother before I go on to the next step, which might not be until tomorrow. Check in when I decide to quit this. So yeah, I almost finished the sandpapering part, but then it started to rain. So yeah, it's supposed to rain for the next couple days now. So I'm just gonna wait until the next sunny day, and I'm gonna finish it all up, and I should actually be able to do all of the work that I wanted on the next sunny day, which will be fantastic. Stay tuned. Alright, well, it's another beautiful day. Not quite as the other day, but it's not supposed to rain at least. So hopefully I'll be able to finish up the work that I was doing the other day. Just gonna pull everything out of here real quick, and we'll get right to it. So I've gone ahead and wire wheeled everything down again, making it look nice and clean. I've sanded it a little bit, I've done a little bit more cleanup, but it looks like the weatherman might have been a touch wrong, because it's starting to rain right now. I don't really want to have to put this away and have to do all this work again. So I'm probably just gonna weigh out what can maybe get wet, and then just keep going on through the rain. This is about what it's looking like. Of course, I'm not really sure how it's supposed to look, because again, I've never really done anything like this. Of course, the front end, that's a really big job. I'm gonna have to do that another day. But for now, I'm focusing on this whole area here. And yeah, it's looking all right. I'm just going to go over it with some rust converter to make sure that any of the rust that's there stabilizes and doesn't continue to grow. And then I'm going to go over it with some rust-resistant paint. Should be good. All right, let's check it out. She's starting to look pretty good now. I've gone ahead and put on the rust converter, so all the parts that were more clean have turned silver, and all the parts that were more rusty have turned black. There's a couple spots here where I might be able to go ahead and touch up. But yeah, other than that, I think that she's coming along pretty well. And yeah, once that's all done, I'll be able to go over with the rust-resistant paint, and she'll be pretty sturdy. I've mentioned that I have no idea what I'm doing, right? Alright, so I've gotten all of the new rust-resistant paint on the floor. I'm just going to wait for it to dry over, and then I'm going to go over and I'm going to patch up some of the spots that look like they're maybe too thin, or the spots that maybe I missed on the first coat there. It doesn't really need to be perfect. I don't really need it to, you know, look too nice, and it doesn't look that nice. I could have probably picked a better color match, but that's alright. Because in the end of it, once I'm done getting this entire thing nice and stabilized, the back end and the front end and everything, I'm going to put a brand new floor over it, so it's not going to really matter what it looks like right now. I just want it to be stable. The paint's been taking quite a bit longer than I thought it would to finish drying, but hopefully tonight I'll be able to go over some of the smaller holes with some Bondo to kind of fill them in, and then also there's some bigger holes right over there that I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm going to be able to go over them as well, hopefully with some fiberglass and some Bondo as well. Seal them up real nice, and yeah, well, that'll just about finish this this part of the project up. So I thought that I'd be able to finish up everything that I wanted to do today, but the paint's been drying a lot slower than I thought it would. So instead, I'm going to come back in tomorrow and just finish up real quickly what I wanted to do, because the sun's been setting, it's been getting pretty cold. Well, it's been chilling off a lot faster. So just, yeah, tomorrow morning I'm going to come in here, I'm going to finish it all up, and show you guys what I've done. Stay tuned. Well, it's another beautiful day. The sun's a-shining. All the paint is dried up in Mo overnight, which is fantastic. All I got to do now is I'm going to go in there and I'm going to sand over some of the holes to expose a little bit of the metal, so then I can go ahead and use some body filler to fill them in, because I don't want any critters coming in there, and I don't really want any moisture coming in there now that this job has been done. The paint job doesn't look too spectacular, and that's alright, because by the end of this I'm going to put a floor over it anyways. This is only one step. I'm also going to have to redo the whole back end. I'm going to take out that bed, and I'm going to have to do this whole thing again, but in there. And I'm also going to have to go ahead and redo the whole cab area. I need to drop that floor out, and I need to put a new piece of metal in there because it's just so gnarly. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing, so stay tuned. So yeah, alright, I've gone ahead and I've done the body filling. I took some sandpaper and I sanded down the areas so you could see a bit of the metal around them. And then yeah, mixed it all up so it was nice and pink. I think that's how it's supposed to look. And then sprayed it on there. Now it says to wait for about 20 to 30 minutes. Over here what I've done is I've put a little bit of fiberglass down, taped it, and I spread it over the fiberglass so it should have some extra backing. I think that it's going to come along, and well, pretty soon I'll be able to say that I'm done this part of the project. Then I can move on to either up there or what's underneath the bed, because I need to rebuild the bed as well, and also do this entire process again on the underneath side of the bed. Yeah. Talk to you guys in a second. Alright, so while that's setting, we're just basically finishing the end of this part of the project. I have to still go ahead and, yeah, fix the entire back end and the entire front end, and the front end's really going to be a nightmare for me. Yeah, this is my first time ever doing anything like this, so yeah, I really hope that it turns out. Once I'm done the whole thing, I'm going to be putting a proper floor in here, making it all look really nice. And yeah, I hope that everybody who watches until the end enjoys. And yeah, if you made it this far, thanks. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Tune in next time. Thanks.